Hi friends, it's Reflections for the 13th Sunday of Ordinary Time. Hopefully I'm not reaching anybody who's trixophobic. But in any case, we still have I still have a reflection to give. So anyhow. Well friends, what we see in this account here is that Jesus makes one thing clear, is that he wanted to create life and that all can have it abundantly. Right? Now, many of us are probably going to ask the question, well, why is it that death exists? It's because people play God in today's life. But the one thing that people have that don't have, that God does, is that he is the author of life. He gives life so we can all live freely. We were all made in his image and likeness. And there's nothing we can change about that. Especially those that are engaged in the whole LGBTQ, whatever that thing is. They cannot grasp with the fact that God made everything good. But the problem is with the influence of Satan, he's destroying the very thing he created that was true, good, and beautiful. What we see here is that the synagogue official and the woman with the hemorrhage were convinced that God formed man to be imperishable. An imperishability that begins now in their present plight. So in other words, what Jesus did is that he created everything to have life because he is the author of life. And both of them encountered Jesus Christ because they entrusted their lives. It was through that relationship with God that both appeal with infinite hope, confident that the Lord will draw them clear and preserve them from death. You see, as the Book of Wisdom reminds us, God did not make death. He doesn't even rejoice either in destruction of the living. Rather, death entered the world through the envy of the devil. Now, let's face it, we do live in a culture of death. Now, there has been some strides to build a culture of life, which is good to see. But at the same time, we have a lot of work to do. Now, if we look at the woman with the hemorrhage and the synagogue official, they place their trust in God. They place their trust in Jesus because they know through him, things could be made new. Through him, they will encounter the true author of life, the Alpha and the Omega, and that is Jesus. I feel like every so often, we tend to forget what our purpose in life is. Our purpose in life is to strive for heaven. Our purpose is to get to heaven. Now, how do we do it? We follow God. Follow his commandments. Receive the sacraments. And we could be like that woman that had the hemorrhage, that broke through the crowd because she knew that she was seeking Jesus. And she was not afraid. She was unashamed. We have to be like her. We have to have that same faith because Jesus forgives our sins. He doesn't care how long has it been since our last confession. He doesn't care how often we've broken like this commandment or that commandment. But the one thing is clear. Jesus' mercy awaits you and me. The only person that is keeping you from receiving the grace to be forgiven is yourself. How do you plan to overcome that? Do you have the faith of both of those people that will help you break through the crowd and eventually fall into the arms of Jesus who awaits you. Seek his mercy, and your life will change. God bless.